Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today, I've got a new ship to show you. It's the Tier 10 heavy cruiser, the Monmouth, I think. That's how it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure it's not pronounced Monmouth, so I'm pretty sure it's Monmouth. But I'm sure you British viewers can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Monmouth. Here it is. And as you can tell straight away, it looks like another Tier 10 British heavy cruiser, Gibraltar. Because, well, I assume they're both the same class of ship, but they're both not real. Anyway, so we've got some differences between the Gibraltar and the Monmouth. I do have a Gibraltar review on my channel, and I'll leave that in the comments or in the description of the video. So if you want to make sure to watch that one as well, so you can actually see the differences. They are quite different from each other, but they also have a bit of similarities. Let's start with the Monmouth's armor layout here. Well, actually, let's discuss the price first. Because I assume you're interested in that. The price of the ship will be available for direct purchase, it says. But then it says Admiral Pack only. I don't know. It doesn't say only. It just says Admiral Pack. So I'm not really sure if you can buy it just straight up without the Admiral Pack. I'm going to assume it's like always where you have to get the Admiral Pack to buy it cash. Or, it says, as a 1 out of 45 random bundles, 1,800 doubloons each. Or, if you buy in larger quantities, it says, at a discount. Very cringe. Anyway, so for the armor layout, 25mm nose armor, 30 deck and side, and 25 aft armor. I believe that is the same as... Oh! Actually, Gibraltar, funnily enough, Gibraltar has 40 deck armor. This one gets 30. Which is really interesting and not cool, specifically because this one does not get smokescreen. So this one you have to sit in the open. So that's kind of dumb. Anyway, so the Citadel, you're wondering, it's the same, I believe, as Gibraltar. It's very high above the water. It's very easy to hit if you're full broadside. I mean, look at it. It's huge. And it's even painted on the outside here. Not painted, but there's a armor plate there, so you know exactly where the Citadel is when they're shooting you. For my commander build that I'm going to be running for the video, grease the gears, consumable specialist, consumable enhancements, adrenaline rush, heavy AP shells, superintendent, concealment expert, and top grade gunner. For equipment, I've got main battery mod 3, which is reload mod, concealment system mod 1, steering gears mod 1, because we can't run prop mod, because we have improved British acceleration, aiming system mod 1, engine room protection, but I recommend taking the hydro search mod 1, but engine room protection is just fine, and main armaments mod 1. For the exterior camouflage for the Monmouth, which is funny, guys, because we always talk about permanent camouflages in the game getting simpler and simpler. Well, we actually have a direct comparison to something like Monmouth to check out, which is the Gibraltar. Gibraltar actually has a permanent camouflage, which, you know, it looks cool. You know, it's unique. It has some design on it. If we go back on Monmouth, though, it's a two-tone, which honestly doesn't look bad, but it's a two-tone camouflage, even though they're the same class of ship, which is a bit disappointing. I know most of you don't care about the camos. Some of you do. But, you know, kind of disappointing. But there you go. It still looks good, but I would have liked the Gibraltar-esque camouflage on it, but it's okay. For ship characteristics, we've got 62,400 HP, 13% torpedo protection damage reduction. Main guns, 13.6 second reload. AP only, guys. But we've got faster shell travel time than the Gibraltar at range. We also get more gun range than Gibraltar. And we also have better fuse time than Gibraltar. So when it comes to actually citadeling battleships and cruisers at longer ranges, I believe it's actually a bit better. And we also still have those improved pen angles on this one, but they're not as strong as something like on Gibraltar. So the pen angles aren't as good as Gibraltar pen angles. And the fuse time, you know, Gibraltar is famous in the game for smashing destroyers. Like, with it's like almost sap levels. But Monmouth is not going to have that. Monmouth is going to overpen those destroyers. So keep that in mind, because I've had a situation with that happen. We do have torpedoes on this one, though, which is really interesting that we have torpedoes on this one, 10 km range, whilst on Gibraltar we do not. Maneuverability, we go 33.6 knots with that British acceleration. And concealment, we've got 11.5 detection, which if we put a commander build on the Gibraltar, it's the same, pretty much statistics overall. I don't think I have a heavy AP. Oh, no, I do. So the AP actually does slightly more damage as well, to keep that in mind. And as you know, the heal here, we do have a heal on both of these ships, but on the Monmouth, we actually get a super heal, whilst on the Gibraltar, you don't. You get a smoke on Gibraltar, but on Monmouth, you won't get that smoke screen. Let's head into the game in the Monmouth. Here we are in the game in the Monmouth Tier 10 British Heavy Cruiser. This is the matchmaking, just in case you're interested in what we're fighting against. Full Tier 10 matchmaking, no super ships, no Tier 9. Before we start off the game, guys, I have to mention this. More than 50% of you are unsubscribed to the channel, so I would greatly appreciate it if you were to leave a subscription to my channel, guys, because it's free, and it would help me grow the channel at a faster rate, of course, you know. So I would greatly appreciate a sub, maybe even a like if you enjoy the content. And a comment, that's up to you. But a sub is free, and a like, well, but mostly the sub. I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, the Monmouth, guys. As I talked about in port, but some of you have, of course, skipped to this section straight away. The AP on the Monmouth is slightly different to that of Gibraltar. So the main differences we're going to be seeing are the gun range is... we have more gun range, 19.8. That's without range mod. We also have faster shell travel time on these ones. So you can hit stuff at longer ranges. You got slightly only 100 damage per shell. Extra damage per shell. And we also have... we still have improved pen angles. But they're not as good as those on Gibraltar. And one more thing is... the fuse time isn't like Gibraltar. As we know, fuse time on Gibraltar is similar to something like a Minotaur, I believe, where you can actually pen destroyers fully. And it's like almost like SAP, but it's AP. In this case, we don't have that, so you're going to overpen those destroyers. We still have, I think, slightly bit... I'm not sure about the fuse. It's not Gibraltar. It's worse. So you're going to overpen destroyers, and that's kind of it, right? But you still have slightly improved pen angles. But you can also hit things easier at longer ranges, as you'll see from the shell travel time instantly. Look how flat as well the arcs are. They're way flatter than something like Gibraltar's. There's a Yu Yang, for example. Let's see if we can get a shot on it. We shoot it here. At 9 kilometers. Boom! Now he's angled slightly, keep in mind. We still got 4.4k. Right? But a Gibraltar would have smashed that Yu Yang for sure. At least 8, maybe not 8k, but at least 6k, you know. Whatever. We do get 4 overpens there, which we wouldn't have gotten with the Gibraltar. Now, it is somewhat similar to Gibraltar. It is also a bit different. I guess both of these are going to exist in the game, and they're not too different from each other. I guess that's what happens when you have 2 ships of the exact same class of ship. We, by the way, Citadel, that a grosser curve first at around 17, 18 kilometers right there. I don't know if that's that's supposed to happen because of our fuse time and stuff. But I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think that was a luck shot. That's not going to happen again. So, and well, we aim low the second time. So, but I'm surprised I Citadel the GK from those ranges. With this ship, the playstyle is going to be a bit different than Gibraltar. Like I said, you're not going to be able to damage destroyers as heavily. Your goal, I would say, is to get broadsides in this one. Of course, still, even though you have improved pen angles, you try to get into positions to get broadsides. You do have the super heal that's going to allow you to kind of play, I wouldn't say super aggressive, but quite aggressive. Most people are going to end up playing it like a turbo kiter anyway, with that high gun range, because you have a super heal, so you can kind of heal up all your damage. As well, I mean, it's not really something to blame on the players. You have a big nose 25mm armor, so if you're just going to push bow in, you're going to get smashed by a lot of things that overmatch you. We try to shoot the Salem right as he goes dark there. We're watching here to see what happens. And we get 5 Citadels, which is really good. Now, each Citadel does 6.1k damage. So 5 is quite a lot of damage for sure. I think, how much? 5 times 6, 1? 35k? No way, right? My maths. I don't know. Maybe 35k, right? No, dude. 35k. Hold on. I'm getting the calculator out. I'm sorry. 6140 times 5. It is 31k though, which is pretty good. We got a Smolensk here, broadside. Look at us playing a bit aggressive here. The reason I can play aggressive though is there's no battleships up here. If we take a look at the minimap, 24k by the way, 4 citadels. If we take a look at the minimap, we see most of the battleships are south except for this one GK. So I'm able to play quite aggressive, which of course you want to be doing in this ship. Another citadel right there. We're up to 90k damage, 11 citadels. Now this game isn't live commentary, guys. You notice I haven't been doing much live commentary recently. I'm a bit busy, so at least I'm kind of pushing out some content. I would say the video quality is still pretty decent though. I'm kind of talking through where we're moving and stuff and everything. And this is probably what you have to be expecting for the long term, guys. It's probably this is what most YouTubers do regardless, you know. Most people don't do live commentary, so it's just how it's gonna be for a while now. But we've got 94,000 damage. You know, whatever, we're trying to blind fire the Smolensk. If we don't hit him, it's okay. He's very low. We did dodge his torps, luckily, which is nice. If you take a look at the bottom left of the screen, I have a mod that shows how big the heal is. It's 29,940 HP. That's with heal flag. That is without survivability expert. So if you choose survivability expert over heavy AP, you will get a 30k heal. I mean, it's only a bit bigger, but it's gonna be bigger. Smolensk does die to my team there. He does smash me for 2 shots before he dies, but that's okay. We start rotating our guns to the other side of our ship and moving away. I believe the Monmouth originally, when it was announced, originally it had HE, I believe. So originally I believe it was intended. Now, this is just speculation, but I believe it did have HE. So originally I would say it was intended to be a Goliath-esque British heavy cruiser just with a Gibraltar hull, which would be pretty crazy. But having this improved AP, you know, basically making you well, not forcing you, because you do have those improved angles, but making you want to find those broadsides, I guess it makes it less cringe, you know. It doesn't have to sit back and spawn AFK with these faster shells spamming HE, right? With improved penetration and stuff would be the case if it had the HE. So this is, I would say, a better design than that. It's not, I wouldn't say this ship is something oppressive. I think this is like a decent balanced design ship. I don't know. It's like, I mean, it's Gibraltar, right? The hull is very easy to punish, so realistically, you shouldn't really have a hard time fighting this ship, especially if you're in a battleship with 457s or 431s and over, because you're going to have that 30mm overmatch. You will overmatch the ship everywhere. And remember, it has to sit, well, I wouldn't say it has to sit in the open, because obviously you can shoot over rocks. But since you have the super heal, players are going to tend to want to play a bit in the open. So if they're going to do that against you when you have 457mm guns, well, you're gonna get smashed in this thing pretty easily. Even more than something like Gibraltar. Because Gibraltar, well, for one, Gibraltar has smoke screen, which it can hide in. And two, well, this one doesn't have the 40mm deck that Gibraltar has, so you're gonna get overmatched everywhere. So in that sense, I would say it's... I wouldn't say it's too oppressive. I think it's pretty decent. It's not like something that's gonna like cringe on the game. Now, in terms of if it's worth it or not, I mean, that's up to you guys. Personally, for me, if I... Listen, Wargaming give me this ship for free. I'm to review it. So that's why I'm showcasing it, of course. If they didn't, would I buy it? I don't think so myself. It just seems like a random price. They say it's gonna be available in an Admiral pack, direct purchase, right? But how much is that gonna cost, guys? Like 40,000 doubloons or more? Probably, right? Maybe even like 35, 40,000 doubloons. I don't know how much they normally go for, but they're pretty expensive. That's a lot of money, you know? And there's the alternate option, which is, well, you can gamble for it and hope for the best. Now, some of you guys will gamble 2 shots and you'll get it straight away. You could even get it on the first shot. You know, some of you will be really lucky. But not everyone's lucky, guys, in life. Some people are gonna get smashed. They're gonna be rolling 40 of them, 1,800 doubloons each, and they're probably gonna get 1 mid on a 40th one. Now, some of you are gonna get it instantly, you know? Some of you are not. Some of you might get it on the 10th one, 18,000 doubloons. It's random though, so it's not a set price. Now, there is a direct purchase, like I said, but the direct purchase is probably going to be pretty expensive anyway. And so in terms of actually, like, is it worth it? I mean, realistically, guys, if you're rich as fuck, right? You don't have to tell me if you want it or not. You know, you're going to buy it anyway, realistically. It's going to be a decent ship. Not game-breaking, but it's decent. But for those of you who are... I mean, I use this analogy a lot, guys. But for those of you guys who are choosing to buy Monmouth next patch, or, you know, this patch, or putting food on the table, guys. I mean, guys, you don't really need me to tell you this, but don't buy Monmouth, guys, you know? You should buy food or some fruit, you know, for that vitamin C and some good healthy sugar, you know? Not too much sugar though. But, like, you know, instead of Monmouth, you could buy a lot of food, trust. I mean, people who are rich anyway and they don't care, well, you're gonna buy it anyway, right? But the ship's all right, okay? You're not gonna have a bad time in it, especially if you like something like... If you like something like Goliath with the super heal citadel there on Lauria, by the way, angled. If you like ships like Goliath, but you want it to be AP focused, there's gonna be a good... It's gonna be a good option. You got that super heal. Keep in mind, though, Goliath is a smaller target to hit. Goliath also has the improved deck armor over this. I believe it has like 40, I think. This one has 30, so... You're probably gonna have an easier time playing Goliath. But this one's gonna be, you know, AP focus for sure. You don't have HE, so you have to play it with AP. Well, that's pretty much the game. I'm gonna go into the score here. For personal score, we got 214,789 damage, 212 shell hits, 12 citadels, 2 kills. As you can see, though, we did get 51 overpens, which is very unlikely we would have gotten if we played Gibraltar. But could we have played this game the same if we played Gibraltar? I mean, probably, actually. Probably very similar. The only times we wouldn't be able to play it the same is when it's very long ranges. And we're out of range, because Gibraltar has less range. So, we didn't take that much damage. I think we took, well, we'll look at it, but we got 12 citadels, 2 kills, and assisted in camp. Team score, we got top of our team at 2.3k base XP. Remember, I don't have achievements because this still counts as a test ship right now. So that's without achievements. So I'm not sure what achievements we would have gotten. Maybe a, maybe even a Confederate potentially. We did shoot, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably would have gotten a Confederate. Maybe a high caliber. I'm not sure if we have enough damage for a high caliber this game. But anyway, Salem 33k. Lauria 26k, Thunder 57k, Smolensk 37k, 50, and Montana 37, GK 17, and Yuyang 4k. We took 52k damage. We wouldn't have died in Gibraltar regardless, I guess. So it's all down to hitting those shots at longer ranges, which is going to be a bit harder in Gibraltar. And, well, I'm saying Gibraltar because I assume it's a very similar ship to compare to. AP only, same hull, you know. Even though they are a bit different, they do still play quite similar. Now, Gibraltar's going to have that smoke screen, which you can use, but they do still play quite similar. Credits and XP, we've got here. For my commander build once again, Grease the Gears, Consumable Specialist, Consumable Enhancements, Adrenaline Rush, Heavy AP Shells, Superintendent, Concealment Expert, and Top Grade Gunner. For my equipment, we've got Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Steering Gears Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Engine Room Protection, and Main Armaments Mod 1. That's pretty much the Monmouth, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, regardless of what you think of the ship or not. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. In terms of if it's worth it or not, I talk about it in the game realistically. Like I said, I mean, those of you who are going to buy it anyway, you're going to get in. For those of you who are on the edge and are wondering if you should spend like $150, $200 on a ship, I wouldn't. But it's up to you what you do in your life, guys. I wouldn't, but it's up to you. Doesn't mean the ship's bad. The ship's alright. It's definitely playable. It could be fun, you know, with that super heal and stuff. But being fun and being worth it at like a heavy price tag aren't the same thing. So, and I mean, you can of course gamble and get lucky, but I'm not gonna account for... I'm not gonna like just take into consideration, oh, you can get in lucky, guys. You can get lucky and you can buy it in like 5 bundles. Like, that's not the price, you know. It's random. It's gambling. So I'm not gonna say that, you know. Like, it's not. something I can say. Speaking of Gibraltar, though, my review is available in the description of the video. It is available in the Research Bureau, this one, so it's available realistically for free. Now, it does take a while to grind. Does that mean Gibraltar is worth it? No, I don't think Gibraltar is that worth it, actually. I have a video on it. It's not really my style of ship at all. I never play it, so for me, it's not worth it. This one, I would say, is actually more fun than Gibraltar to play because you can actually sit in the open water instead of sitting in smoke, have to, like, crawl around. Having the super hill is a pretty nice addition. And if you have defense... If you have a defense, you should probably just stick to defense. I think defense is crazy. But, they aren't the same, to be fair. They're not really comparable. I would say Gibraltar and Monmouth are more comparable. But that's pretty much the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, a sub, and a comment, guys. I would greatly appreciate it. And give me some ideas for the next video, what I should make, what ship. Because I don't believe we have any other test ships to cover right now. So if you have any other ships for me to cover, do let me know in the comments below. But that's pretty much the Monmouth. And big fan.